Wow, fairy tales.
Once upon a time, in a seaside village, there lived a beautiful girl named Natalia. However, Natalia was a lazy girl who didn't do anything, just hanging around all day. Natalia's parents were fishermen. Despite old age, her father still had to row a boat to the sea to fish every day, and every evening he would bring back fish for his family to cook and to sell in the market.
Natalia, I'm also old. Do you want to support me in fishing? In the future, if we are old and weak, you will not have to worry about earning a living.
Or, if you find fishing too hard, you can go to the market to help me sell fish. How do you feel? No way! A pretty girl like me can't do such lowly jobs.
In Natalia's village, there was an old street vendor. She was a strange old woman, wearing a grumpy beret with a smile on her face. Her cart had everything in this world. As long as the buyer had a need, that cart would be available.
Mrs. Laura, have you got the comb I ordered the other day? And my hairpin too. Don't worry. I didn't miss anything. Yours are all here.
Just like that, the happy Laura sold a lot of things. Every evening her load was empty, but she got a bag full of coins instead. People in the village talked a lot about that old woman.
Hey, it seems like her hat has some magic. I saw her take a lot of things out of it.
That's right. A normal hat can't hold so much stuff.
Really? If only I had a hat like that.
Speaking of Natalia, Natalia's family, relying only on her father's fishing boat, couldn't afford to support her anymore.
It's so frustrating. If only I could be like that old woman, can travel everywhere, have a lot of money, and get everyone's attention. I can't live a poor life like this forever.
Natalia was determined to find the old woman to ask to be a disciple, following her to sell goods.
How can I help you, pretty girl? Do you want to buy something? My life is so difficult. I want to ask for permission to follow you, help you sell to earn living. Follow me? Ha, that's fine. But the job is hard, and it's not for the lazy. You look so weak like this. Can you do it? Believe in me for sure.
And from that day, Natalia followed the old woman to learn how to sell. On the first day, Natalia and the old woman went to a fishing village in a far distance. At first, she also pretended to be very hard-working in sales. But not until mid-afternoon, Natalia began to feel dry in her mouth and sore throat. She began to be lazy again. As a result, all day Natalia sold only a few items.
Natalia, why don't you continue selling? If you keep being lazy like this, I'll just ignore you.
That night, Natalia and the old woman went to an inn. After talking with the owner, Natalia saw the old woman take money from the hat to pay.
I haven't seen the old woman take off her hat since morning. Why is there money in it? Could it be that the other people said before was true? Natalia, what are you thinking? Let's go!
At night, when Natalia was asleep, the old woman took out the new goods from her hat and put them on the trolley. It turned out that Natalia was just pretending to close her eyes and snooping, and eventually Natalia learned the secret of the hat. When the old woman was sleeping, Natalia stole, then fled with the old woman's beret and purse. Next morning, when she woke up, the old woman didn't see Natalia and the beret, but she just smiled. Natalia ran to a small seaside town with the hat of the old woman. This was a busy town. She spent all the money she had stolen, and even gave change to some wandering children.
With this hand, I'm not afraid of lack of money. I will soon be the richest person in this kingdom.
When the money ran out, Natalia took out the hat, but no matter what she did, the hat did not turn out anything.
Weird. Obviously, I saw the old woman taking things out from here. Or should I put it on first?
On the contrary, when she tried on the hat, it suddenly stuck to Natalia's head. Frightenedly, she used all means, pulled so hard that her hands were tired, but the hat still did not move.
Oh my God! How didn't it get off my head?
Natalia decided to go to the old woman to ask about the situation. However, everything was not easy. She had spent all her money and had run too far. To find the old woman, she could only try to find her way back to that inn. Along the way, Natalia found a job in a restaurant, planning to save money to go back to the old inn to find the old woman. But with her lazy nature, Natalia made a mistake. When she brought food to the guests, she broke a lot of things. The owner couldn't take it anymore. He sent Natalia away.
Natalia, I can't accept you anymore. You keep wearing that hat, customers will leave our restaurant. This is your salary for the past few days.
Being evicted, losing her job, and not having enough money to rent an inn, Natalia had to sleep on people's porches. Suddenly, the old woman appeared, to Natalia's surprise.
Natalia, here you are. You're a trickster. How dare you steal my hat?
Ma'am, it's not. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Help me take off this hat.
You had a chance, but you threw it away. Now you have to take responsibility for what you did. Only when you know how to make money on your own, the hat will automatically disappear.
Huh?
Natalia was really tired. It had been 2 days. She hadn't eaten anything. With no other choice, Natalia had to eat leftovers from a nearby restaurant. The fish that was already stale, but Natalia still had to eat it. Natalia remembered the old days, remembered a warm meal with her family.
It's all my fault. I was too greedy for things that weren't mine. I was too lazy to lose so many opportunities.
Natalia was determined to return home. However, she had gone too far. In order to return, she had to go through different cities. One day, she encountered a blizzard in the middle of the road. Too hungry and cold, Natalia was tired, collapsed in the middle of the snowstorm. When she woke up, Natalia found herself lying in a warm cave next to a young man.
Who are you? Why am I here?
You wake up? I'm a laborer in a nearby town. Because I can't afford to rent a room, I have to live in this cave. On the way back from work, I saw you fainting, so I brought you here.
Really? Thank you.
Don't mention it. It's just that we need to help each other through difficulties. Why are you out there in the middle of a snowstorm?
Natalia honestly told the young man her whole story.
To be honest, you were a bit too far. But no matter what, we still have a chance to correct our mistakes. How about being my teammate? Even though it's a bit hard, it's enough to get through the day.
Natalia remembered the old days when she was pampered by her parents, was a princess at home. Now she had to do manual labor.
I have no other choice. I have no way back. Well, that's right. It's okay to work a little hard. Just earn money.
From that day on, Natalia went out to work with that boy. Sometimes washing dishes, sometimes taking out the trash. A day's wages were usually enough for Natalia and the other guy not to go hungry for that day. After hours of hard work, the two sat down together, sharing the money they earned.
This is your pay today. Take it. Natalia, what's wrong with you?
Nothing. It's just, these are the first coins that I earned with my real efforts. That I understand how hard it was for our parent. Suddenly, I miss them more.
Don't be sad, Natalia. As long as we try harder, you will be home soon.
Thank you.
Just like that, after a month, Natalia was able to return to her house, finally. The young man nodded happily, and Natalia was surprised as if she saw something. The old woman was still there, even standing in front of her house. Seeing Natalia shabby, coming back with her hat on, she greeted her with a smile.
Mrs. Laura, how do you know my house? I'm really sorry for all that I've done.
Natalia, I know everything. In fact, I am the god of justice. I go around to punish lazy people, greedy for other people's things, just like you before. But I think maybe you really regretted it and learned your lesson, right?
Yes, ma'am. Used to be greedy, left my old parents. However, after all the bad things in the past, I have understood all. Please do me a favor. Give me a chance. Let me start over.
Of course, I know everything. After all, you also know how to earn money to support yourself. However, you have to promise me that you will always work hard, or I will definitely come back and punish you, okay?
Yes, I promise to change.
Huh? Huh?
Remember what you promised. All right, I have a go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Since then, after returning home, Natalia no longer roamed around. She was filial to her parents, worked hard to help her mother, and became a famous fish merchant. As for Rebecca, he stayed at Natalia's house to help her father on his fishing trips. After that, the two fell in love and gave birth to a bunch of beautiful children. When Natalia was sick, the god of justice came again and granted her a miracle. She turned into the goldfish of the sea, living and helping those who deserved to be happy, challenging the greedy and unsatisfied with what they had.